Right here, we have Curtis Granderson revealing his tee routine and explaining how he became a great hitter. So what we're going to do is watch this video, and then after this video, I'm going to give my analysis on the back end. And if you watch until the end of this video, I'm going to give you a gift that's going to help you to be a better hitter. So with that being said, let's get started.
I'm with Curtis Granderson, Kevin Long. Here we are in the batting cage, and here's the tee. You said in the tees that you didn't really love working with the tee. What do you mean?
I didn't like the tee. I would always hit it. The ball wouldn't go anywhere I wanted it to go.
You were 5.
5, 15, 25. All the 5s I've struggled with the tee. It's 35 now, but we still like the tee now. Partly because I didn't know where to put it. I would just see the tee up there. If you hit, Kevin hit, then I would just come up and think that's where I'm supposed to hit. And everybody's different in terms of where they stand in the batter's box, and that's what I had to learn.
So one thing that we kind of wanted to get addressed with Curtis was try to get tighter and more compact to the baseball. And by doing that, and one of the things that we kind of figured into the planning was if he held on with 2 hands, it would actually allow him to back up the ball a little easier. So we went with a 2-hand finish. I remember when we first started, Curtis would take a swing, he goes, oh man, I was supposed to hold on with 2 hands, and I let go. And it took us a while to kind of get that, but after, I don't know how many reps, well, it became natural.
Okay, so how do we simulate that? Or what are some of the things that you would work on?
So the big thing was where our hands were. I had a lot of moving parts, and the reason I was moving, I wanted to get in rhythm. We call it dancing. And Kevin and I say, hey, we don't dance until after the game. In the game, we're not dancing. We wait till afterwards, and then we can go to the club and dance all we want to. So I was up here dancing, trying to find rhythm. I had my hands up here, I was doing all this stuff, and as I would go, I would load back. So now my hands are here and my head is here. Then I would come forward, then I would release with 1 hand. If everything timed right and me and the ball were dancing in rhythm, it worked out. But as we know, you're a pitcher, you quick step, you slide step, you hold, you pick it up, all these different pitches, change ups, makes it hard for me to keep dancing in rhythm. So Kevin said, well, if you want to get to this spot, let's just start there. So we eliminated this because this is where I was getting to. He said, just start there. I said, all right. So now we went from here and we just started there, which is exactly where I've been trying to get to consistently. So now, since I'm there, whether you throw the changeup, throw the fastball, I got a better chance of being in rhythm with you more consistently. And that's how it all started.
So drill part, if we could just simulate.
So the first thing we did is we brought the tee into play. Okay. Curtis goes, well, I don't really like the tee, and I haven't used the tee in the past. I said, well, the ball's not going to move. I can put the tee and the contact point where I think it should be, and we can kind of start there. So the first thing we did is he kind of set up. Go ahead and get in your setup. And in order to find the perfect spot for the tee, which I felt was, about off his front knee here, we'd start in a setup, and we just slowly go to his position there and go slowly to contact.
So now the next is to, hit the ball the other way, or?
He's basically gonna go from here. Go ahead, Grandy.
Yeah, we're gonna hit. It's not with the idea of going the other way, but a majority of the balls will go that way, just by the nature of where we place the ball. And that's something I had to learn too. Everyone would say, hit the ball the other way, hit the ball the other way. Well, if we put this ball right there, that's a hard pitch to hit that way. It's deep in on you. It's deep in the zone. It's hard to do this. That's the pitch you want to throw.
That's a flare to your third baseman.
You know? So that's when I said earlier, I didn't know where to place the tee. I would come up there, see the tee right there, and I say, all right, work the other way. And I would look at it. Okay, that's not going to work. But I would try, and it just wouldn't work. So now we figured out, hey, I can move the tee. The tee's not stationary. Now we got it exactly where we want to. We do a final check just to make sure. All right, that's where we want it. Now we can go ahead and start swinging.
Okay.
Heads up.
So we get in, and we just loosen up, get in tight. And as you see, that ball went to the shortstop just by where we had it placed. We'll do some there. Then
we'll do
slide.
One more there. Okay, we'll do one more here.
Then we do a couple more here.
Boom. Line drive.
Well,
beautiful.
I could listen to you guys all day. Heidi's waiting, and we got to wrap up this hour show, but this is awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you. And we learned something.
Welcome back to my channel. I'm former Major League Baseball player Jermaine Curtis, and today we have Curtis Granderson giving his tee routine and explaining why he was so successful as a hitter. And when I watched this video, I was like, I need to make a video about it because there are a few things he's doing that he didn't go into details about, and I wanted to talk about, okay? When I look at a lot of young hitters, they have a swing that they can't repeat. So they struggle because they're not able to repeat it. And if you look at Curtis Granderson, he said he was dancing in the box. He was here, he's here, he's here. And he was struggling to get to his launch position that's going to make him consistent, the position that all great hitters get into, the ready position. And so he said, you know, they just worked on getting there and just staying there to simplify his swing. And if you want to be successful, you need a swing that you can repeat. Especially the higher you go up, there's going to be guys that start throwing harder slider, harder curveball, harder fastball. And if you're struggling to get to, you know, the launch position or the ready position so you can get barrel to the ball, you're going to struggle the higher you go up. So we're trying to create a swing where we're going to be consistent, a swing where we can get barrel to the ball. I will promise you, if you're a player that can consistently barrel the ball, and I'm not talking about, you know, getting hits or anything, but if you barrel the ball consistently, you will be successful. And that's the key right here. Can you barrel it? Can you always put bat to ball? You know, the guys at the MLB level, there's a lot of guys that they learn how to put barrel to the ball, and then you get to the big leagues and now they're driving the ball out of the ballpark, but they learn how to control the zone. They learn how to hit line drives. They learn how to change the barrel to do what they want to do. So you need to know where the barrel is, and you need to be able to take the barrel there. If you got a guy that's missing a lot, they're going to struggle. But if you got a guy that can control the strike zone and can get barrel to the ball, he's going to hit. It doesn't matter at what level. So we're trying to create a swing that we can do that. And if you look at Curtis Granderson, his swing is simple. Even if he didn't take front toss, BP or anything, he could probably come into a game and still get hits because there's not added movement. There's not, you know, any unnecessary movements. And that's what I want to talk about, eliminating unnecessary movements. A lot of you guys are here and you're doing all this and you're moving, your hands are moving too much. It's good to have the leg kick, all that, but you got to get to this position. If you're staying behind the ball and you're staying balanced and you're staying in this position right here and you're not drifting forward or your hands aren't doing here, you're going to, you know, hit. You're going to be a good hitter. And then when you're working off the tee, what I want to say is find out what you do well. Curtis Granderson says when he's working at the tee, he's working at his front knee. So this knee right here for me, and he's putting it about right here, about this area right here, and he's working off the front knee right in this area, right? This keeps him, you know, behind the ball and, you know, in a balanced position. It's gonna, if you come forward, you're gonna pound this ball right into the ground. So he's gonna stay behind it and he's gonna drive through that baseball, right? And I wanna say to you guys, you need to know your strengths as a hitter. Why does he put the ball so low? Because that was his strength. If we look at this heat map chart right here, you'll see that most of all his success is for balls that are low in the zone. So he's working off the tee on pitches that are low in the zone. Now, I know he might take some swings that are up just to get his hands to be direct to the ball. He's, for the most part, going to work down here because that's what makes him a successful hitter. And you need to know what makes you successful. For me, it was pitches up in the zone. I worked on pitches that were like right here, and I would try to drive this pitch right up the middle. And I would always look up here in the games. And how do I know that? Well, before I was pro, and before they gave me all the information, the data, I used to use the hitter's log, which I'll give it to you for free. Link will be in the description below. But what you're going to do with that is you're going to jot down your thoughts, your bats, your approach, the pitches you see. You're going to jot it all down, and you're going to use that data to figure out what type of hitter you are. When I talk to young hitters, they don't know what pitches they hit well. They can't even recognize it, but by writing in the book, it allows you to recognize what pitches you do hit well. You have to think back and say, oh, that was a fastball away. That was a fastball in. That was fastball middle. That was a curveball up. And you start to recognize what pitches you hit well. Then when you're hitting off a tee, you start to focus on that. You start doing your front flips on that. You start doing your BP. You start looking for that pitch that's going to allow you to be the most successful. We all have holes in our swings. When you get to the highest level, when you keep getting higher, you know what you do well, and you can focus on that. It's going to make you successful rather than focusing on things aren't going to make you successful, swinging at pitches that's not going to give you the success you want. So when you're hitting off that tee, you want to focus where you're going to be successful, you know. So right here, I would drive this ball right up the middle and I would hit it, you know, and I would look for pitches here. This kept me from swinging at pitches down here. I would hit off the pitching machine and I would put it up in the zone. I would hit off front toss and I would take pitches that are down. I wanted to zone here. That's the approach that's going to allow me to be successful. That's what I'm teaching my players here with USA Baseball. The plan, they're always practicing with the purpose so that when they go out in the field, they can be successful. With 2 strikes, what I want to do, I wanted to try to take this pitch, which is inside on me, and try to hit it up the middle. So if you're trying to hit this pitch right here, up the middle, what you're going to do is you're going to let that ball get deep, which means you're going to be able to cover this pitch here and this pitch here, which a lot of pitchers throw to strike guys out. They're trying to throw out here. But if I'm saying I'm going to take this fastball inside and I'm going to drive it up the middle, I'm fighting my body to stay here, I can hit that pitch that's over there too. And I can hit the slider and I hit the curveball. The last thing you want to do is 2 strikes going here and then spinning off balls, because then you're going to spin off the slider and the curveball. So that's what we want to do with 2 strikes, is we want to have a, you know, plan. We need to, you know, go in there with the plan on each swing and each bat. You got your A swing, you got your B swing, and sometimes you may even have your C swing. But your A swing, what pitches are you looking for early in the count that's going to allow you to be successful? Your B swing, it's 2 strikes now. All right, I'm looking for this fastball in, or I'm not looking for it, but I'm thinking fastball in. I'm going to try to hit it up the middle, which is going to allow me to stay on these pitches away out here. Okay, and then C swing, you know, you got a sidearm pitcher, a pitcher you're not seeing good. Maybe, you know, you might not want to do a leg kick. Maybe you want to spread out and be simple so you can slow everything down. You have to have those tools in your back pocket, but you have to practice them. If you're not practicing, you're not going to get those results. So that's what we want right here. And that's what I wanted to talk about in this video. And I also wanted to talk about, you know, creating a swing that you can repeat, because that's the key here, especially when you get high level results. You need to be able to repeat. And a lot of young hitters struggle to repeat a good swing. So we want to practice that. And we want to practice on what makes us successful, just like Curtis Granderson. And if you do that, you're going to be successful. But you have to learn yourself as a hitter. That's why I want to give you the hitter's log. Link will be in the description below. I'll give it to you for free. All you have to do is just pay the shipping on it. I want to thank you guys for watching. I'm former Major League Baseball player Jermaine Curtis, and thank you for watching this video.